Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for December 2022, the final month of the year. It's quite interesting actually because December happens to be a 9 universal month number for this year. So what that means is the universal number influences everybody on the planet, regardless of what our own individual personal year number is. And the universal year number is a 6, and it has been for the whole of 2022. But the universal month number for December is a 9 universal month, which is a vibration of endings, completion, and transformation. And that's really fitting actually, because the energies that are shining down on the planet as we speak, that are only getting stronger and more potent and more brighter, a shining light on whatever needs to be improved. It's shining light on the darkness, but it's also shining light on the shadow parts of our own individual selves and bringing things to the surface so that we can really start taking a good look at what we need to improve within ourselves. And that light that's shining down is not going anywhere. It's only going to keep shining brighter as each month, year, passes from moving forward. Like it's part of the Great Awakening. It's part of the Great Shift. It's basically the radiant energies from above. And the cool thing about this means that it's such a potent, magnetic, powerful frequency that when we're in alignment and we're putting our thoughts and our attention on being in a high vibration and being in alignment and being loving and compassionate and positive, and we're tuning in and doing the work on ourselves and choosing to focus on the things we want, choosing to see through the eyes of love, choosing to let go of fear, choosing to do the inner work, the self-improvement work within our own individual personalities and all the things we each individually need to work on within ourselves, all our personality issues and things we need to look at and figure out and improve. When we're doing that work, we've got this powerful, magnetic, beautiful, loving, high-frequency energy shining down on us, assisting us in that quest. That energy is assisting us to open our hearts and be more heart-centered, more intuitive, more connected to the oneness, more able to be more compassionate, more forgiving, more loving, more inclusive, more cooperative. On the downside, though, the opposite side of that is those that resist doing the work, those that think they can sweep things under the carpet because it's worked in the past may find that quite challenging because the light is shining so bright. Even if you sweep things under the carpet, they can still be seen. And that light, like I just said before, is only going to shine brighter. It's not going anywhere. So this is an incentive for us all to get off our butts and do the work that needs to be done in our personal lives and within our personalities, because we've got a lot of assistance there waiting to help us. We just have to invite it in. We don't have to go it alone. We can ask, I call on a combination. I call on God, universal source of all that is, source energy, the divine. I call on universal source of all that is, spirit guides, guardian angels, helpers, archangels, the entire angelic realm. I call on my galactic family of light. I call on the ascended masters, especially Master Healer Jesus, beloved Saint Germain, and the mighty violet consuming flame. I call on Mother Mary. I call on ancestors and lost loved ones in spirit. I call on all aspects of my own higher self, my soul energy. I call on planet Earth itself and the beautiful energy that's radiating out of the planet. I call on who else do I call on? The fairies and elementals. I call on anything and everything that I can possibly call in to assist me, because that's how much work I need, right? That's how much help I need. It's not a bloody easy journey. I can tell you that right now. Doing this work, it's hard yakka. We can't get away with anything. We really got to keep our game up. So I'm calling in, I'm inviting in everything and everyone. I'm even calling in Teddy, my dog that died in March. I'm not leaving any stone unturned, right? So you invite it in because we have free will, you see. So we have free will as human beings to make our own decisions, and nothing can intrude on our free will and just jump in the middle of our mess and help us with it unless it's invited in. So we need to call it in, and we call in that assistance. So what I tend to do is I tend to say, look, hey guys, I need your help. I understand I've got this issue and that there's lessons or a lesson and growth that is needed and required from me within this experience. I get that, and I'm facing it head on. I will do the work, I will learn the lesson, and I will persevere, and I will overcome. But I need you to help me in that experience while I'm doing that. I need you to help carry the heavy load of the stress and the emotion. So I'll do the learning, I'll do the work, I'll do the practical action that needs to be taken, and I'll do my very best to stay hopeful, positive, optimistic, loving, in my heart center, having faith and trust that I can get through this. But I need you to help dial down the emotional aspect of it. I need you to be the wind beneath my wings and to carry the heavy lifting for me of the real heavy duty stress, emotion, panic, fear, all those kinds of things that can come up while I'm going through that experience. So please help me out here. We'll do it together. Because they can't learn the lesson for us. They can't do the work for us if there's work that we need to do. And a lot of the time, there is work that we needed to do because that's why we're here. We came to expand, to grow and evolve and develop areas of our human personality and our lower self and transmute it into our higher self through changing our perceptions, changing the way we see things, changing how we handle situations, sort of trying to transmute those emotions of anger and frustration and victim mentality or poverty consciousness and transmuting it into love and trust and knowing that all is well and knowing that, hey, I've just come here to learn, grow and evolve and it's okay. I can get through it and depersonalize from things and detach from things. So they can't take those lessons and those learnings away from us and do the work for us, but they can help make the work easier for us. Okay, so on one hand, when you're inviting in assistance, you can invite direct assistance for a specific thing, like please help me to sell my house, help me to get a good job, help me to be able to earn some more money or attract some more abundance in my life, help me to be able to be strong around this bully at work, help me to be more tolerant, patient, loving and understanding towards this family member that drives me nuts. Help me to heal my broken heart. Help me to forgive this betrayal. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, you can ask them to help you with that problem and hopefully take it away. But you need to know that you have to ask also for assistance from them to help you play your part in that scenario. So please, give me what I want. I'm going to ask you what I want. I'm going to put my order in. But at the same time, I understand that I have a role to play here. There's work that I need to do as well. And I need you to help me do that. I need you to help me with my role. Now, a lot of the times when I'm asking for help and I know that it's something that I have to work on and I'm asking them to help me, I will ask them, for example, I'll ask for specific personality traits that I need to adopt within myself. So I might ask them for patience. So I might say, please give me the patience I need to just follow divine timing, to trust in the process, to surrender to this without getting angry and impatient and frustrated because it's taking so long. So give me patience. And then I ask for, please give me faith. Give me the faith and trust that I need to believe that this can be taken care of. Because right now I don't believe it. Right now I'm freaking out. I need you to help me to have faith and trust that that's possible. And then you might ask for, please help me to be extra understanding and more loving and see through the eyes of love and don't take things so personally when I'm around someone that triggers me and rubs me up the wrong way. Please help me to be more tolerant in that space. So you can ask for all these things that you need. Like if you need more money or you need, you're worried about not being able to pay the bills or finances, then you would say, please help me to feel abundant while I'm waiting for things to change. Please help me to make better decisions. Please help me to to be more effective with saving. Please help me to, when I go to spend my money, let there be sales on. Let there be discounts there for me. Let money come from unknown sources, and please help me to believe that's even possible. So, you're asking for assistance, but you're also asking for the personality traits that you yourself need to adopt within yourself. So you're playing your part in the situation. So let's move on now. We'll move on now to working out your personal year number for the year. And this is the last time you will need to calculate that personal year number for 2022. So we're going to get the day and month of your birth date, the day and month of your birth date, and we're going to add that to number 6. Why number 6? Because 2022 is 6. It adds up to 6. So once again, we're going to add the day and month of your birth date to number 6. And I'll use the example of birth date March the 28th. All right, the 28th of March, we're going to add that to number 6. 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. Now 13 plus 6 is 19. Golden rule of thumb in numerology. Add any double-digit numbers together until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9, and that's your personal year number for the year. Now, in this example, my total was 19. So I then go 1 plus 9 equals 10. Now, I need a single digit between 1 and 9, so I keep adding any double-digit numbers together until I get a single number between 1 and 9. With number 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. All right, so the last time, this is the equation, add the day and month of your birth date to number 6. Keep adding any double-digit numbers together until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9, and that single number between 1 and 9 is your personal year number for the year, well, for the month of December, because this is the last month of this year. All right? So I'll give you a forecast now based on your personal year number, starting with personal year number 1. All right, personal year number 1. You have been in a whole new beginning this year. And some of you, that new beginning will still taper through into next year as well. Sometimes you will still feel that new beginning energy right up until your birthday next year. One thing's for certain, it's about you having the courage to make some new moves. You might feel different, you might think different, you might behave differently in a new way, a fresh energy about creating a whole new you, a whole new beginning, a whole new way of thinking, being. Now, for the month of December, you're in a 4 personal month. And that means this year is going to end with a bit of effort and required from you. It's not going to be an easy breezy, easy going, nothing to do, sitting on your butt the whole time. No, there's work to be done still. What that means is this is a number where you can action and things that you can take and sort of set things up and start making big moves or making small moves towards creating something that's going to stand the test of time. So it's a great time to start a project and start working on it behind the scenes. It's a great time to organize and plan, even planning what's going to happen next year. This is a really good combination of numbers where you sit and you look at 2023 and you think, what do I want to accomplish in 2023? This is what I want to achieve. What are the steps that I need to take to be able to achieve that? And noting them down, writing them down, figuring things out in advance. What sort of have a plan in action, have a step-by-step process to achieve a goal. Now, for this month of December, it means that it's all about putting action in and doing what needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it to be. So, if you want to improve your health, make some moves, do some work out how you can improve your health. What is it you need to do? What steps do you need to take? Do you need to see a nutritionist? Do you need to start exercising? Do you need to maybe cut out sugar, maybe gluten? Do you need to start looking for some people, a vegetarian diet may help raise the vibration. If you want to sort of get into a higher space with your frequency, take meat out of your diet for some people, not everyone, but some. It's really just saying, put your head down, your bum up, do what needs to be done, and don't sweep things under the carpet. Be persistent persevere, have fortitude. There may be obstacles and delays that you have to get through. That's okay. It's more about the attitude that you have this month than anything else. It's about having the attitude of persistence, determination, discipline, motivation, organization. All right, so I'll leave that with you. Slow and steady wins the race. Cross your T's and dot your I's, and don't give up. All right, I hope you have a great month. Moving on now to personal year number 2. You guys are in a year where, for some of you, there may have been some emotional things to work through. For some of you, it's slow and steady wins the race. It's a vibration where things may slow down, can be quite heavy for some people. And for other people, it can be so exciting and magnetic because it does amplify the emotions. And it all depends on what's going on in your life emotionally as to how it will present itself. So for the month of December, you guys are in a personal month, and that is about progress, movement, and change. Out with the old to make way for the new. That means that things can come from left field. All right, so the saying that I have for number 5 in a forecasting position is anything can happen, and it usually does. So when anything can happen, and it usually does, on the positive of that, dare to believe that magic can happen, dare to believe that miracles can happen, dare to believe that things you didn't think were possible can actually become possible, especially in this frequency. The energy that we're in right now is magical. If you're in a high vibration and you're doing the work and you're in alignment and you're in gratitude and you've got a high vibration, the world is your oyster. Trust me. This number is also saying things can come from left field that you didn't see coming, unexpected events. So therefore, you need to be really flexible. You need to be prepared. Should something come from left field that you didn't see coming, that you can pivot and you can adapt to that. So you can be changeable. Make yourself fluid and changeable. Don't have your plans too set in stone. Because if you have your plans too set in stone and they don't go the way exactly how you want them to, then you will be pretty pissed off about that, right? So we want you flexible and adaptable. And it's also a cycle of a month of change. So if there are changes that you know that you need to make in yourself or in your life circumstances, I encourage you to make them, because if they're important changes and you're just procrastinating or being lazy and not doing the work, then those changes could be forced upon you. So we kind of would rather be facing changes that we have some say over, so we can be in the driver's seat of those and be proactive instead of reactive on the back foot. All right, so if there's changes that you need to be made, go ahead and be proactive. Great number for travel, great number for doing new things, great number for getting out and about, being a bit of a mover and a shaker, doing some new things, meeting some new people, doing things that stimulate your mind, trying new things, and just getting out and about and having some fun and adventure. So I'll leave that with you now, and I'll move on now to personal year number 3. You guys have been in a year where you've been learning this year to do more things that make you feel good. So the thing with this year has been about learning to speak your truth, standing up and being honest, speaking up, speaking out, expressing yourself. But mostly this year was about you should have been learning what makes you unhappy so that you know what you need to do to be happy. This number is about being more, a bit more expressive, and it's been about having more fun in your life, even though on paper it looks like a time waster. On the energetic realms, it's not. It's manifestation energy. And the more happier you are, the more positive you feel, the more joy you have in your life, the more laughter, the more fun, the more excitement in your life, the higher your vibration. That's why it's so important, especially if you're deliberately trying to manifest something on purpose and you're in that high frequency of that 3 and that joy and that fun, magic happens. That's where it happens. So for the month of December, you're in a personal month of 6, and that's where, it's a great number to have deep and meaningful conversations with people that you need to have conversations with. It is a time to be that shoulder to cry on, to be there for people that may need you. It's a time to, Spend more time with quality time with people that you care about, family, clients, neighbors, friends, children. It is the number of the home, so there may be things that you might want to work on in the home. There may be times that you know that you should get in the garden. It's also a number of wanting to forgive and solidify relationships. It's also a time where relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. And some things cannot be resolved. Some things, the resolution is to agree to disagree and part ways for some people. And others, it's, hey, I have my say, you have your say. Let's meet somewhere in the middle. Let's forgive and forget and just move forward with a better, improved relationship as a result of this conversation or this connection. This is also a great number to focus on your own self-care and self-healing. And it's a great number for people or period of time for people that may be working on artistic pursuits or even home-based businesses, especially if it's in the healing arts or being of service to other people. All right, so I'll leave that with you. And I'll move on now to personal year number 4. So you guys have been in a year where you were all about, cross your T's, dot your I's, do the work, do what needs to be done to get yourself and your life where it needs to be. And, progress could have been made this year. You could have got a lot done. It might have felt like a bit heavy duty, a bit slow sometimes, but it can be very, very productive. And some people can have a really amazing 4 year. And you guys in December are going to be in a 7 personal month. And that is where it really is about going within. So this month is asking you to spend more time on your spiritual side and studying and learning. So reading, especially if it's personal development material or things to do with health and well-being, mind, body, spirit. Spend more time on that health and well-being and mind, body, spirit side of yourself. So whether it means taking up, breath work, learning more about, how to breathe more effectively, whether it's learning EFT tapping to help with anxiety and fear and stress, whether it's changing and improving your diet, whether it's taking up yoga, whether it's, exercising more or spending more time in nature is really important in a 7 cycle, because 7 is the number of nature and the ocean and, connecting with the land and animals and everything of that kind of nature. It's also about spending quality time alone if you possibly can, especially in silence, without any distractions, just you and your aloneness, just in contemplation, meditation, visualization, prayer, just pottering around, just letting your thoughts come to the surface so that you can have some aha moments where some realizations can present themselves to you in your conscious awareness that wouldn't be there if you were distracted and busy or listening to music all the time. Like it's a great time to be in silence so that wisdom can present itself to you. It's this silence is where you hear the voice of the soul and your higher self can communicate with you. This is also a great number for learning new things. So, audio books or online classes or even YouTube videos or TED Talks, that kind of thing. But it's really important that you do have some downtime. This is a number where it's sort of a time where it's about unplugging from the matrix and sort of going within and finding your spiritual truth and solidifying and amplifying and building upon your connection to source energy, amping it up a notch. All right, bring in the light. All right, now you might not want to be as social as you normally are, and that's perfectly fine. You're supposed to feel that way. It can be quite a introverted energy, and it's supposed to be because it's in that, introverted state, in that solitude, that sort of the monk, the mystic, the kind of, meditative seeker comes out. And that's what that 7 vibration is all about. So I'll leave that with you and I wish you a fabulous month. And I'll move on now to personal year number 5. You guys have been in a year of change, and for some of you, it would have been very obvious, Some of you would have had change you didn't even see coming. Some people, I saw that coming and I was expecting it, so it's okay. And then other people are like, oh, really? I didn't really see much change in my life this year. And those people are few and far between because most people will, but that's okay. You're in an 8 personal month for December. And that's about, on one level, it's about you may find that you're in a situation or things come to a head where you have to become self-empowered so that you don't allow yourself to become disempowered. Now, what disempowers us? Fear. That you don't allow yourself to be disempowered by fear or worry or bad habits or limiting beliefs or addictions or patterns of behavior or triggers that causes you to lose your center, that cause you to lose your stability and take you to a dark place or a worried place, or we don't want you out of balance. You've got to keep your balance in this cycle. And so it's about you learning how to manage yourself more effectively and to become stronger and courageous and stand up for yourself and learn how to manage your personal power in a positive way. This number is also about managing your finances, taking care of legal matters. It's a time where if there are legal issues that need to be looked at, maybe it's the time to now do that. It's a time for balancing the scales of justice. It's a time for budgeting and financing and looking at your finances and not overspending and, putting in a budget, limiting your spending. Money comes, money goes. There is opportunity to expand your finances for some, and there is opportunity to spend more for some. There is opportunity to gain money in abundance. There is opportunity to lose money in abundance. There is opportunity for you to manifest more so than ever before because it's an 8 cycle for you, an 8 month. 8 is the number of manifestation. So really get on top of you understanding the universal laws such as the law of attraction and the manifestation process so you can use that to your advantage and start manifesting the things you want as opposed to by default manifesting the things you don't want because you don't know how to use this system correctly. So jobs, career, money, finances, personal power, karmic payback, manifestation. Those are all the themes for you in this 8 month, and I wish you the very best. And I'll move on now to personal year number 6. You guys are in a year that's had quite a focus on the people around you, self-care and taking care of your own health and well-being, also possibly being there for others that might need you, learning how to be more cooperative, more understanding and forgiving of others. For the month of December, you are in a 9 month, and that is a month of endings. And so you will always be in alignment with the universal month and the universal year number. So you get a double dose of whatever that means. So you get a double dose of the 9 personal month and the 9 universal month for the month of December. And that's out with the old to make way for the new. So this is the time to take a look at yourself, your own personal self-improvement, and look at what personality traits do I really need to work on? What do I need to let go of? And you might find that you need to let go of, your judgment of a particular family member or a person that really triggers you and winds you up. You might need to learn to let go of a certain way of perceiving a problem that you've had or a life situation in childhood that you've carried around and you've always perceived it a certain way that puts you in a victim mentality, when really you realize that, hang on a minute, that was a lesson I had to learn that would get me to learn this so that I can then become that. And wow, look at me now. So that was a blessing. Oh my God, it was a blessing. And all of these years, I thought it was a curse. You see what I mean? It's kind of that kind of thing because the 9 is a transformative, transmutable, taking something from one aspect and reframing it and reprogramming it into a higher frequency. So it's about leaving the lower vibrations behind, leaving the past behind, moving into and preparing for this whole new lighter vibration going up, going forward. So, it's about leaving the past behind, evaluating your personality and what personality traits you really don't want to carry through in 2023 or that you want to progressively work upon, because our personality traits can take a lifetime to master, so it's okay. It's a work in progress, as well as actual situations. Some people will be in situations they want to let go of. Some people are going to want to end a relationship. Some people might want to end a career or a job. Some people might want to end being in a circle of friends that they've grown out of because they're just on a different page now. It is a cycle of transformation, completion, endings, and preparation for new beginnings, leaving things behind, looking at what no longer works for you or what you've grown out of, and moving towards new, fresh ways of living, thinking, and being. And that's a process that you're in for December. So I'll leave that with you, and I hope you have a fantastic month. And I'll move on now to personal year number 7. You guys are in a year that's been a very, there's a lot of potential for a lot of growth this year. Spiritual growth, personal growth, learning and development. It is a year where a lot of people feel like they're more introverted than they normally would be and feel like they really just want more quiet time alone. And that's very normal, and that's what we would expect and want from a 7 year. It has its purpose, and that is to help you to find the space and quiet within yourself to come to some realizations and some aha moments about yourself and your life and what things you need to work on or how to be happier. You, for the month of December, are in a one personal month, and that is about a new beginning. So you will feel that the energy speeds up for you this month of December. It might have been a bit slow going through this year, but we end the year for you on a bit of a high. Like, it is very much a green light. Let's move forward, all guns blazing. You've got the green light to do and take action. It is a number that says, hey, whatever's new that you want to begin it now. Start something new, begin something. You are given the green light to go move forward with all guns blazing. The 1 month is also about looking at new ways of doing things, any new ideas that you might get, any new and improved ways of thinking or new and improved ways of living your life, being healthier, being more positive. If there's any new projects you want to start, any new hobbies you want to take on, or a new way of doing an existing thing, a new way of looking at an existing issue, a new way of solving a problem, a new project, a new development within an existing project, like a new alternative to the way that things have always been done, new systems, new research, all that kind of stuff. So leave no stone unturned to find new ways of thinking, living, and being, and go for it. You've got a green light there. All right, I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 8. You guys are in a year where anything can happen with manifestation. So I hope that you really have been learning about the law of attraction this year, because you've got 1 month left to really capitalize on that powerful 8 vibration that you've been in all year. Now, that's always there. We're always manifesting. We're creative beings, and we live in a magnetic, energetic world. So we're always going to be manifesting. It's just that the 8 vibration is so much more powerful to manifest under an 8 frequency. And so, fingers crossed that you sort of got down into that. You've got 1 month left of that powerful 8 vibrations, so make the most of it with the law of attraction. Learn and cross your T's and dot your I's. Learn the process of manifesting and creating. Some resources for you to be able to do that. Go onto YouTube, look up Abraham Hicks. Books, some books, as I always say and have throughout this year. Sandra Ann Taylor, Quantum Success, Frequency by Penny Pierce. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. You've got so many authors there, so many different books to choose from. So just Google Law of Attraction. You'll find so much information coming up. So for the month of December, you are in a 2 month. And that is saying slow down. Slow down. Trust divine timing. Trust the divine order of things. Don't force your agenda on the universe. You have to be patient. And that's very difficult to be patient sometimes. Some people it's harder than others. And some people it's very difficult because there's an agenda. There's something you want to unfold and you can't wait. But you have to. Because if you force things before their time, they will not work. They will collapse. So this is an incentive for you to trust the timing, trust the process, and just find ways to distract yourself and stay positive in the meantime. This is a great number to tune into your intuition. Now, I was saying to a client today, actually, intuition, intuitive guidance. Our intuitive guidance is only as accurate as we are a clear and clean channel. So we filter our guidance and our information through our own perceptions and how we see the world, which is based on our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves, others, and the world. Now, if your view and your perception is distorted, If you're fear-based, if you're negative, if you have lack of self-worth and self-doubt, if you feel like the world's against you, if you feel like everything goes wrong, then the guidance coming through is from a muddy filter that will see the world through those eyes. And so the accuracy of intuitive guidance is based upon your filter. So in order for someone to have clear, accurate guidance, you want to be a clean channel. How do you become a clean channel? Well, one of the ways is to work on your personality traits, work on your self-love. And this is the month to do it, to really get serious about it. Work on your self-esteem, your self-belief, your confidence. Work on healing the past, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, letting the past be the past, not attracting the same scenarios over and over again because you haven't healed the past, and that you take time to look at what your limiting beliefs are. Take time to look at your life to date and see if you can trace the program that you're running in terms of repetitive situations and scenarios that always happen. And that's the common thread. That's the program. And look at ways to reprogram that. You're going to feel more sensitive this month of December. You might feel more emotionally open, more emotionally sensitive. It is a great number to do learn to develop your intuition, to focus on the psychic arts and learning to develop those sorts of parts of yourself. It's also a great time for partnership and getting closer one-on-one with people, having deeper, meaningful conversations, being forgiving, cooperative, open-hearted, and understanding, knowing that you may feel hypersensitive, so try not to overreact too much this month, to just be open-hearted, forgiving, understanding, and cooperative. And I leave that with you, and I wish you the very best of the month. I hope you have a great December. And I'll move on now to personal year number 9. And you guys are in a year of out with the old to make way for the new. So yay, you're in a 1 year in the 1st of January, a whole new 9-year cycle. So for many of you, and I remember my 9-year last year, it was a really amazing year, but so many big things happened, but it was the making of me, and I'm so grateful for it. And this 9-year that you're in now is kind of like goes hand in hand with the 1 year that you're in next year. I think of the 9-year and 1 year as like a 2-year cycle, because you're kind of in between worlds. You're sort of out with the old and you're transforming into a new you, but then the 1 year is giving you opportunity to really cement that new you and that new life. And so they go hand in hand as far as I'm concerned. But this year is really about doing the work. It's about letting the past go. It's about accepting losses. It's about sort of raising your awareness to a really high level where you're very broad-minded and understanding and seeing the bigger picture and looking at things, like you're observing a story from above, looking down and watching it all unfold from more wiser eyes. And you are in a month of 3 personal month for December, and that's where you really need to have a bit more fun. And I really mean that, because it sounds like it's a waste of time, and it sounds like it's remedial. It sounds like it's not important. It's something stupid, but it's not, because in the energetic world, and we are energetic beings, happiness and joy is such a high frequency. If you can be happy and feel good, or at the very least feel gratitude and contentment and satisfaction, find ways to feel contentment, find ways to be grateful, find things to look for that are good, then that will raise your vibration dramatically. And when your vibration is raised, you are manifesting. It's much easier for you to manifest the things you want. When your vibration is not raised and it's low because you're annoyed, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're living in the past, you're afraid of the future, you're worried, you're jealous, you're insecure, you're pissed off, whatever it is, that's not a cool place to be, because you're manifesting more of the same from that vibration. So this month has given you an opportunity to get your shit together, to start looking at the glass half full, whether it is or not, to put the cart before the horse and say, I am going to choose to believe that things are going to get better, and I choose to see what's good and right in the world and stop focusing on what's wrong. And I'm going to start saying positive affirmations. I am safe and secure. I am abundant. Life is good. I'm in the right place at the right time. Things always work out for me. The solutions to my problems have already exist. I'm already where I need to be. Things are getting better for me. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm in a mutually loving relationship with the perfect man for me. Or I'm in a mutually loving relationship with the perfect person for me. Or I'm in a loving relationship with the perfect woman for me. It doesn't really matter. I am improving my relationships with everybody I know. I am happy. I am safe. Start saying positive affirmations. Start thinking positively. I cannot stress this enough. This month is also about you speaking your truth and being honest about what you think and feel and having the courage to communicate that. Saying what needs to be said, expressing yourself, being seen, having something to say and saying it, and all for the sake of you transforming into a better you and a better life that you're walking into. So I leave that with you, and I wish you a fantastic December, and I will talk to you again with your forecast for 2023 on January 1st. Take care. Bye.